Let's do a little eyeshadow history. This will be part one, starting with the 1950s. After the dark, smoky, vampy eyeshadow looks of the 20s and 30s, and the very muted, barely there eyeshadow looks of the 40s, eyeshadow returned with a little bit more prominence in the 1950s, and with a little bit more color variety as well. These eyeshadow sticks that you see here were extremely popular in the 50s. The eyeshadow look in the 50s was usually just one single color swept across the entire lid. And so it was really easy to use these eyeshadow sticks and just kind of sweep them across your eye, blend them out with your fingertip a little bit, and you were ready to go. And it was very common in the 1950s to match your eyeshadows to your outfit or to your eye color. So you saw a lot of blue eyeshadow being used in the 50s, but also greens, purples, lilacs, pink eyeshadow. A lot of those colors and a lot more choices in color became available in the 50s. And then as we move into the 1960s, the focus of the face really was the eyes. And so eye makeup became very, very popular in the 60s. And you saw a lot more brands coming out with different eyeshadows, different eyeshadow formulas, and different colors. Even the brand Q-Tex, which was known for their nail polish, even they got into eyeshadow. You started to see more palettes as well. Here's some eyeshadow duos. Here's a cream eyeshadow by Revlon that came in a little tube. Here's a 9-pan eyeshadow palette. So you started to see more palettes being developed. Here's an eyeshadow by Dorothy Gray, and it was a powder eyeshadow that was automatic with an automatic brush that would kind of pop up. Pretty cool if you ask me. Even eyeshadows that were designed to go with your hair and eye color, like these here by Clairol. And you started to see, more colors being used together. Cut crease eyeshadow became very popular in the 60s. So you'd kind of use a few different tones. Also, pastel colors were extremely popular. These kind of watercolor eyeshadows where you could use them either wet or dry. Here's one by Max Factor. So if you use them wet, you got a little bit more color intensity. You could use them dry for a softer look. Here's some different cream shadows by Max Factor that came in these cute little pots. So you saw a lot of different formulas, a huge variety of different shades coming onto the market. And even like sheerer kind of colors like this one by Coty for just a sheer wash of color. And then as we move into the 1970s, you saw an even greater variety of eyeshadow colors and formulas being developed. A very full-on eyeshadow look was popular in the 70s, and you saw a huge variety of colors. Here's a lot from Maybelline. Maybelline also had this powder twist eyeshadow, which was kind of like an automatic powder eyeshadow that you would twist up and the color would be deposited onto a little sponge applicator. Also, hypoallergenic eyeshadows became available. Here are a couple from the brand Almay. And then different cream formulas and glossy formula eyeshadows were popular. Here's one called Colormatics by CoverGirl, which was kind of like a cream to powder eyeshadow, as well as different eyeshadow crayons. Here's one by Natural Wonder. Looked like almost like a regular crayon. And then Pure Magic did their eye glosses, which was like a super shiny, glossy eyeshadow, which was very popular in the 70s. It was all about kind of metallics and, shiny, glossy eyes. And it wasn't uncommon at this time to apply the eyeshadow all the way to the eyebrow. Also, these kind of eyeshadows that you could wet with water and, achieve, kind of a bolder look. So this kind of segued right into the 1980s with the bold colors.